Okay, so first the buyer profile user should be able to use the data loader, or they will manually create the purchase orders like you told. All right, so that's you should use the data loader, or you can use workbench to first you gather all the information about the purchase order, create a Excel file and do it using the data loader. So by that
Hmm.
all the records will be uploaded into Salesforce. All right.
Okay.
All right, fine. So then there will be after the record insertion, there will be a approve button, submit for approval. So you should run an
Yes.
approval process. All right. So that should be approved by the management team. All right. So then we will create an approval process after creating the records. That can be manually by clicking on submit for approval button, or it can be automatic. All right, so it's better to go for the automatic one. Make it automatic by calling the approval process from process builder. All right, after insertion of record. So we will create a process builder for that. So whenever a record is inserted, we will call the submit for approval button, so that we don't need to manually click on the submit for approval button. It will be automatically go to the management team to get the approval. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So then we will create a queue. We will add users of management roles of buyer profile. All right. And whenever we call the submit for approval button, I mean approval process, it will assign the queue. It will be assigned to that particular queue. All right. So the queue users can approve the records.
Okay.
All right. So approval process will help the users or group of users to get assigned in the queue created for the approval purpose. All right. Purpose. All right. So in the logistic, there will be a lookup with purchase order, and there will be a and there will be a checkbox called as approved for logistic. All right. Till now it's clear, right?
Yeah.
So whenever someone from the queue approves the records of the purchase order, then automatically we will run a process builder.
Not approved for logistic. It's approved. Purchase order is approved by purchase manager.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. The purchase manager. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. So whenever it is approved, so we will make a checkbox here. So approved for logistic, which means in the next stage it will be counted as a logistic. All right, logistic record. So whenever the checkbox for approved for logistic is checked, whenever they approve it, it will be automatically checked. All right. So whenever it is checked, we will automatically create a logistic record. using a process builder. All right.
Using a process builder.
Yeah.
We can able to do that. Huh?
Yeah.
Map it. We want to map.
Right. You can do that, but it's better if you go for the automatic process. You don't need to do anything. Automatically, it will be done. All right. Whenever we will run a field update from a process builder. Okay, before that, the queue user set the checkbox to true. The checkbox name is approved for logistic. So the queue user will make it true. After approving the records. All right.
Okay.
So then we will create a process builder. Condition will be with a condition that the approved for logistic is true. So whenever it is true, in action part, we will create the logistic records with purchase order as lookup. All right. So till now, it's clear to you?
Creating a logistic record with
purchase order as lookup. Yeah, that should be related, right? All right.
In process builder, how can we transfer that record?
We will create a record. We will create the logistic records with the same information from the purchase order. All right. And there will be a lookup field with the purchase order, and we will just assign the ID of that purchase order in the lookup field.
No. The data, the purchase order data want to move to that because the supplier of the Imperial will using that purchase order only they sending a material. Purchase order one material, shaft one material.
Okay, all right. Okay, let me clear one thing. Whenever the purchase order is approved, right?
Yes.
Whenever the purchase order is approved, a logistic record will be created. All right.
Yes, want to create. Yes, record want to create, not created. Want to transfer from purchase order. That record
that's all. So we are creating the same record. We are just duplicating the record as a logistic record. All right. Whatever it is present in the purchase order, the same fields will be present in the logistic.
Yes.
Logistic
with some inventory. Some inventory fields also. Or original fields of logistic also should there.
Correct. Okay. So here all the fields replicate all the fields from purchase order and then we will have some inventory fields. Add some inventory fields. And lookup field. All right. So now it's clear to you, right?
Yes.
All right. So we'll just make everything automatic. So whenever a process builder will run, so whenever it will be approved, approved for logistic will be set to true. In action part, we will create the logistic records with the purchase order as lookup. Every information will be there. Every information from the purchase order will be present in the logistic object. All right.
Yes. If lookup means we can able to see in a related list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. You can you can go to the purchase order from Logistic itself. All right.
Yes.
That would be a better option. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I have an idea. Can I tell?
Yeah. Sure. Tell me.
If approved by if approved by purchase manager, okay.
Yeah.
It will update that approval field in purchase order object. Okay.
Right. All right.
It's update that. While update after update, it will trigger one trigger purchase order trigger object, but for object for a purchase order,
Right.
it will trigger one action.
Yeah.
That action will map this all data to that logistic fields.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I am talking about. So you can use a trigger also if you want. If you want the trigger, you can use the trigger as well. But if it can be done using process builder, then it's better to use the process builder.
I'm confused with lookup. Why we are using a lookup? Lookup means that field only we can able to call. That field only able to call. Okay.
See, we are using the lookup because if you click on that lookup, right, you can go to the purchase order from the Logistic to track things. All right.
Yes.
See, if you don't want to have the lookup, then it's okay. That's fine. But I
don't want it.
All right. No issue. Okay. All right, then remove it. All right. With all the details from purchase order. You can do it using a trigger as well. All right. So it's a better option whenever the purchase order was converted into Logistic. It's a better idea to send some notification to that particular manager.
Yes. Right? Yes.
Okay. So here we will create a email notification using workflow. Create email notification. Or if you are using the trigger, then you can send the email from the trigger as well. All right.
Yes.
From workflow or after trigger to notify the related relevant managers. All right, correct. So up to this, we have converted the purchase order into Logistic or inventories, and the managers are notified that we have created the required inventories from the purchase orders. All right.
Yes.
Now it will automatically, when the records are created, when the when the Logistic or inventory records are created, we will again create a process builder for another approval process which with the queue of Logistic managers profile. Logistic manager with queue of users of Logistic manager profile. All right.
Okay.
So here just copy and in the profile we will have the Logistic manager profile as well. All right, perfect. Okay. All right. So here also we have a field called checkbox. Is approved. Initially, default value will be false.